Welcome everyone. In today's video, we will be wrapping up the modeling chapter of our journey. We will dive deeper into the subdivision modeling workflow and explore additional modifiers. A warm welcome to all our new subscribers, to our small but wonderful community, and I hope you enjoy being a part of it. I am so happy that we are close to 100 subscribers and know that I love each and every one of you, my dear pumpkins. So now let's make this cassette using the same way of modeling used here, which is the subdivision way. We can of course use the same way as we did here, but I just want to show you more about using this way and about modifiers too. So let's start. First, select this. It's always a good way to leave a copy of your main thing in case things did not work well and you want to restart over. So just Shift D or right mouse button, then duplicate the object. You can of course move it like this, but we want to keep it in the same way it was, so just put it right here and click. Now let's hide it here. Now choose your cassette, go to view, local view, and toggle local view. That will isolate your object. As you can see now, you see only the object isolated. You can press period to go back to it, or go back to view, local, then toggle to get everything back. So let's use the shortcut. Choose your object to isolate it, then press slash. Now when you look to the reference, you can see that this half is basically the same thing as the second half, so it's a prime opportunity to use the mirror tool. The mirror tool work using the origin point. As you can see, our origin point is a little bit down, so it will be nice to center it. So select your object, then go to object, set origin, and origin to center of mass. Now it's in the middle. Now enter edit mode using tab, and while using the edge mode, Ctrl R to get in this edge here. Press 1 and don't move it, and press twice to put it down. We need to delete this because we want to mirror this part. So Z, then wireframe to go into wireframe mode. Press 3 to go to the face mode, and then select all these faces. I am in the tweak, so I can't select, but I can press B to select. Or you can just go here and just select the box and just select. Press X to delete everything and delete faces. Okay, now we have deleted the faces. Z, let's go to solid. Now we are in solid mode. Go out of edit mode. You can't use a modifier while you are in the edit mode usually. So go to object mode, then go to modifiers right here, then added a modifier. Generate, let's go to mirror. Now we have our mirror. As you can see, if you go to edit mode again with tab and go to vertex mode by clicking 1 here, and if you move this, now it's mirrored. Okay, so if you press one of these two in the limit right here and you move it, you can see that it is not connected together, and this is not what we want because we want this to be merged together. It will be one point here. So using this clipping, press in it, you can specify how much distance it will be between 2 points to merge them. So let's make it 0.001 should be enough, but if it's not enough, you can get it more. Now, like as you can see, now we can't really separate them. Let's get it back. But if it's not merging, you can get this more, like make it 0.05 or 0.1 or something that works for you. Another thing that I wanted to say, by default the mirror tool will work about the origin, but what if you want to mirror 2 points depending on an object or something like that? You can do it by selecting this. Okay, so for example, if we go out and press Shift A and get, let's get an empty object just to use it, and it is right in the middle, right? So now let's move it right here to be right here, then J, Y, and just put it in the middle, around the middle. Okay, so now what you can do is choose this and choose your empty right here. Now you can see it's modified by the empty. So now if you press the empty and J, X, and move it, it will move your mirror image. You can get it to whatever point you want, but in my case I really don't need this, so just get it as it was and just delete this. Okay, now press tab to enter edit mode, and let's add Ctrl R to add an edge, then put it around here. 3 to enter face mode, press this and you can either GY or just select the gizmo and just move it a little bit. It's okay that at the beginning you forget a lot about the shortcuts. This is why I'm trying to show you both ways, because I know it's pretty difficult and pretty annoying that sometimes you know what you need to do but you forgot the shortcut. So it's okay, it happens always at the beginning, but with time you will get used to it. Now let's go back here, E, and go down around here. Okay, this is too much actually, so let's get it right here. Then let's get more actually. Then you can use the unset, like you can see that this is should be right like this, so you can use the unset face or press E and just enter a face. Okay, now you can see that this should be more connected to this. This is what we want, so check off this and it will be like that. Now that's nice. Then press E to get more up again, and here we go. Okay, this is nice, but as you can see it's a lot edgy, so let's actually add the subdivision. So you can press here to minimize it like that, then added generate, and let's added the subdivision. Let's make it more and like this. So let's do the same thing we did before. So select your object, enter edit mode, then choose, wait a second, choose the with edges, select this. We can of course use more geometry, but I really recommend at the beginning not adding a lot of geometry. So press Ctrl E to get edges options, and then go to crease edges with each Shift E, and just make it a little bit like that. Okay, press N to get these options. Is it either this or this, and you can just add it more if you need to. For me, I will leave it like that. Then let's do the same thing here. So this, and this. Okay, so just crease it. Okay, this, and just crease it, and just this, and just crease it. Choose all this, and all this inside, and even this, and just, and this is the right one, yeah, and this too, this, yeah, and just bam. Okay, if you want to select the inside faces, they may not show, and if you press Z, then went to wireframe, it may be a little bit like difficult to see exactly your mesh. So it would be nice now to just go to solid and actually make this, which is this one, edit mode. Now your subdivision will not show, it's still there, but it will not show in the edit mode. Just to select this, like to be able to select this, and then like crease them to around this, and select this face, crease it to around this, and we have finished most of it. Now let's get it back. Now it looks like this, and as you can see it looks pretty smooth and pretty nice. Okay, and now if you like, let's make it like this. If you smooth it like this, it will be awesome. Like, and you can see this edge is not being smoothed, but if you get a little bit up, it will be smoothed. Okay, now it looks awesome. You can leave it like this, or just leave it as it was. Like, let's choose this again and do this, because I want to smooth this inside too. So go to it and just increase with each Shift E if you want to. Okay, now let's get it like that. Now it looks like this, which make it pretty nice. Okay, As you can see now, it seems that you have a bevel tool without really using the bevel tool, and in a very non-destructible way. Like at any moment you can just go here and modify this to get a different bevel. You can modify the edges and you get different bevel without really being destructible way. So now let's make the other things that should be here. Okay, so now let's add those edges that are right here. You can, in edge mode, go to loop cut, add one, and just get it a little bit up. Okay, like just around here, and then another one, and just around here. Press and put it down like that. Just press once and then just move it to here, then press once and just move it to here. Okay, or you can use the shortcut, which is Ctrl R and put one and just slide it up to here, and Ctrl R and slide it up to here. Wait, I did a mistake, but it's a good chance to either press J twice and move it up, or go here, edge slide, and just slide it up. Let's do this actually too. So let's slide it up around, I would say around here, and then around here. Okay. Now close to the edge, double click. Wait, I mean in the face mode, press 3, then close to the edge, press twice, then shift, double click, then shift and double click, then Alt E, unlock normals, and just put it inside. Okay. For now it looks pretty ugly, I know, but take this off and let's make it. So double click this, then shift and double click this, then shift and double click this, then shift and double click this, shift double click, shift double click, shift double click, right here, shift and double click, 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 and just crease it. Okay, good. Now press this, and now it looks like that. For me, actually, this one, this needs to be creased more, so I just crease to maximum and leave it like that. Like now, if you shade auto smooth at 40 degree, you can see that it looks pretty smooth. Okay, and this is actually it. We now made it, and it looks pretty smooth, pretty nice. And let's put here just to see it more, and it looks nice. And we actually learned a lot about using the modifiers. Okay, so now let's go out, press and let's go out of this isolate mode. It's either by view, then local view and press, or numpad slash. Let's get it back. Of course, now let's actually create the ground mesh plan. Here it is in the middle right here, and just make it bigger. Okay, we wanted to close all this, so now it looks like that. They are a little bit flying, but it's okay. Now let's choose it and added another modifier, because it's one plan. Okay, one way to do it is to add a modifier, then generate and solidify, and it go offset -1, it means go down, and 1 it go up. So let's make it 1, and as you can see now you can just make it like a box, or just shift A and just get it a little bit up, just enough. So yeah, they are on the ground. Now select all this and just Z on Z and just put it on the ground. Okay, now select this, shift D on X, then get it down right here. Okay, Z on X, A on Y, just put here. Now R, rotate it on X by 90 degree, while R X by -90 degree, and just put it down. So this order is pretty important. We can always move it like this or up. This is marked to be always down, but we can move this by pressing on these points right here, left mouse button, and keep clicking, and you can hold and you can move it. So these 3 points, hold and then move. Now shift D, get it up. Before actually we do shift D, let's there is like a thing that should spirit it right here, so let's go here, and just added it right here. So up like this on Y, and just put it a little bit inside, and this is it, and leave it. Okay, so just leave it like that. Let's actually make it a little bit smaller. I mean like S, Z, and just make it a little bit smaller, and this is it. Okay, here it is. Now select both of them, shift D and Z, and rotate it on Z a little bit, then shift D on here and here and here, and I want actually to show you another tool. Let's do this. Let's move it a little bit up. This too, let's move it a little bit up too. I want actually to put the same one here, but mirrored, like in the opposite direction. So one way to do it is select your object that you want to mirror, then shift D to duplicate it, then let's put it right here for example, then control M, and you see that it is like turned white. Now you can choose the axis, like let's try maybe X, no, not X, maybe Z, no, it's not Z, maybe Y, and here it is Y, and now it is duplicated on Y, it is mirrored on Y. So let's put it like that and leave it like that. Okay, let's go. Just to show you something, that's this. Let's use keep pressing of course and select a cylinder. Let's put it right here like that, and then enter edit mode. Let's make it 16. Okay, and then let's edit it to be like a cup. So let's put one round here. Let's double click all these edges a little bit higher, and then let's actually subdivide it. Generate subdivision, let's make it up, and this E, let's make it right here, right, just to have this like this. Of course we are not going to make everything, I just wanted to show you something. Let's make it like this to mimic that we have a face right here, like E twice, because we wanted to add more edges, and just leave it like that. Okay, like now smooth it and leave it like that. It looks pretty smooth, it looks pretty nice. Okay, like we can add something around here I mean, and just give it something shaped like this or shaped like that. It's depend on what you want. Okay, but what I wanted to show you is this. What if, let's say, you want to create the handle? You can press this right here, press this right here, it's the beginning, then this and this to be the ending. Okay, then you can enter in the front face mode. Wait, before that, let's select the faces that we want to, let's say these two faces, yeah, let's say this face alone, and press here, and here you can use the control and right mouse button, control and right mouse button, control and right mouse button to extrude using this tool, which is the extrude by cursor. Okay, so now what we are doing, we're basically choosing a way of extruding it to get it like the shape we want. Then at the end we can choose the, let's say on solid mode, we can choose the this two right here, no, these two, right mouse button, bridge faces. Okay, and now you have bridged them. So this is the first thing that I wanted to show you. The second thing is sometimes you want to separate some vertex or some edges. Come here, rip region, and you just press this and you just move it. Now you have separated these two edges. You can do the same thing about this and just separate. Let's separate these two. Just let us do this. Okay, now you have separated these points, and you can actually, you are in selection mode, press V and move it, press V and move it, and like that you have separated this point. Okay, then what you can do is basically, if you want to join them back, like let's say you have vertex that are separated and you want to join them back, it's with M, like you choose 2 points and then press M. This gives you the merge options, so you can merge at center or at cursor or at first or at last. At first, basically it will merge it at the first point you chose, and at last it will merge it at the last point you chose. So let's say here we chose this one and then this one, so this is the last one, M, at last it will merge both of them. Choose this again, M, at last you will merge them both again, and you can do this too here. So these points, M, at last, these 2 points, M, at last, these 2 points, M, at last, and then these 2 points, M, at last. Okay, and you get everything back. You can select every point, then press M and merge by distance, which will give you a distance, and you can merge depending on that distance. This is pretty useful if you have like a duplicated vertex on top of each other and you don't really know where are those duplicate vertex. Like let's say you have 2 vertex right here duplicated, like let's press this and just duplicate this vertex and press it, and then here too duplicate and put it down. So now you have 2 duplicates right here and you don't know where are they. So you are working and you know something is not working, you know it's probably duplicate vertices or duplicate faces. So what you do is choose every vertex with A, press A to choose everything, then M, then by distance, and you can see it say like remove 2 vertices. It means like it merged those 2 vertices, and you can even choose the merging distance. What I wanted to show you too, yeah, like I want to show you, like let's say you have these 2 objects, this one, let's shift D, and so now you have these 2 objects and you want to make them one object. Select one, then select the second object and press Ctrl G. Now it's the same object. Actually now you have merged these 2 objects, now they are the same, but let's say you want to separate some edges or some shapes. Like let's say you created this face and for example you want to create something and you just get it up and then you extruded this to get some shape, and then you want to separate this object and you don't want this object to be part of this object. Then enter edit mode, select all the adjacent of this mesh, so press L to select them all. Okay, and then press P. You can separate by selection. Now you can see that these are one object, this is another object. You can do the same thing. So here press L to select all this, then P and separate by selection. Now this is an object, this is an object, this is another object. Before we wrap up this video, let's make those stickers around here, because it will be a good chance to show you how to work with the snap tool. We did not use yet, so let's try it. So let's create those stickers. Shift A, mesh, and then plane. Let's move this out of the way just to see it. So instead of starting rotating this and move it right here, there is actually a good way to just snap this to here or to any face basically, which is using the snap tool right here. So if you activate the snap tool, and you can choose either the face, like let's do the face, the increment, the grid. Like if you choose increment, it will move with 1 meter or 5 degree if you rotate and 1 meter if you move. Okay, but if you do it right now, you will see that it is doing nothing. It's not snapping. Why is that? Well, because you actually need to activate it right here. Go to move, it will be activated, the snap will be activated on move and on rotate and on scale too. So now if you move it, you will see that it is moving 1 meter each time, like this too. And you can move it on the grid or on the vertex or anything. Because we want this face to be snapped to this face here of this object, it's a good way to use the snap tool on face. So if we activate face and do align rotation, look what will happen. Let's go and move it. You see how it snap and follow the rotation of that object. So let's put it right here. Okay, let's get close. Let's place period to focus on it. Now it looks like that. You can now deactivate this and get it back to increment. Go to added and let's add the solidify. Make it on plus so it will go outside, and just give it some thickness, because it's true that it is a paper and it is thin, but it needs at least some thickness. Okay, so let's apply this. Now we have this, and enter edit mode and let's subdivide it. We can use the subdivision right here, but let me show you this way. Right mouse button and go to subdivide. Again, right mouse button and subdivide. You need to select everything and then subdivide. If you just, for example, choose this face and you subdivide it, it will only subdivide that face. So you need to choose everything. Now we give it some geometry. Why did we do that? Because we actually want to deform it, and to do that we need more edges and more geometry. Of course we can now start moving it one by one, but there is actually a modifier for it. Let's go to deform, and here we have simple deform, and as you can see, now it's deformed. It's twisting it on X or on Y or on Z. Okay, we actually don't want that. We only want to bend it. But maybe you have this problem just like me. When you choose bend, it gives you all these options that we don't want. This is a common problem that happens when you actually move or rotate your object or even scale it. And you can see all this is like different numbers. For the scale we did not scale it, so it's still 1, but all this is different numbers because we move it and rotate it. And because of this, the deform tool is not really following this. This should be like 0 0 0 0 and this should be 0 0 0 2 to make this tool work very well. But of course if you move this, it will like do this, and you don't want to do that. So what you need actually is to apply the location and the rotation, and when you do that, all this becomes 0 again. So select your object, then Ctrl A and apply location. Everything went to 0 and this moved. Ctrl A again and apply rotation, and this happened, and look how it looks now. Don't forget, go to object, set origin, and to the center again, and now here it is the center. Now if you go again, if you go to Y, it will bend on Y just fine. Okay, on Z too. Now it works better. So let's do this, and of course we can just move this like that, but it bend more around it, and maybe, and I don't really want that. I want to be this bending more around this, so, and it's bending around the origin point. Okay, you can choose an object and put it here and bend depending on it, but I would prefer on origin as it is. So go here to this tool and choose only origin. Now you can only move the origin. So if we do this, we move only the origin, and let's get it up there, and now it looks like that. Okay, let's take this back again so we can move the object and go to modifier and just bend it more. Okay, let's give it some bending like that. This is good actually. Then let's apply this. You can leave it like that actually, and then you can just shift D and move it on Z to have another one. Okay, on top of this you can add a modifier, deform, and another deform, just to give it some deform on X too, like just little bit of deform on X, and maybe go back to this and just make it a little bit down. This, make it a little bit down, and just move it outside too. Here. Okay, so now I think it looks pretty nice. Let's just make it less, something like that is a lot better actually. So now take this, Shift D, and move R, Z, and minus 90. Wait, R, Z, and minus 90. Just like that. Maybe we can make it smaller. This needs to be smaller. Okay, let's leave it like that. Small note for this note. Okay, now we have finished this. This actually looks a little bit big, so let me fix that. S on Z and just smash them. Let's just move them a little bit down, and here they are. Okay, and here we go. And this S on Z too, so something like that. S, Y, and just give it less thickness. Okay, now we have basically finished the modeling. One last thing I remembered I did not talk about too. I know there is a lot of things I'm talking about, but this is pretty important actually. So if you move this object, it moves alone. It does not move with this because they are not the same object. But what if I don't want them to be the same object, but at the same time I want when I move this, everything will move with it. So to do that, it's actually a parent-child system, where like when the parent moves, the children move, and this is what we need to do. So choose your object, start with anything, and be sure that the parent will be the last to select. And if you select the parent, you will see a remark that its color is not the same as the other, it's more yellowish. So now press Ctrl P, and you get to set parent and keep transform. Now what we have done, now if we move this, they move all together, but if we move the children, they move alone, and everything is still its own object. So now this is good for us. We can do the same thing for this, so we can choose this, and choose the parent as the last one, then Ctrl P, keep transform, and now if you do this, they all move. Okay, and you can see that if you go to the cube, now it have all those inside to it, because now they are its children. Okay, so like if you choose this and you don't see it, and you are like, oh, where it is, it's actually right here, so don't worry about it. One last thing I wanted to say about this is, like, if you want to rename anything, you press F2 right here, or you choose something and you press F2 right here to rename it. And if you want to put anything inside an object, you can choose them. Like, let's say we choose this, let's say choose all this ones, and press M right here, alone, M alone. You have, like, you can create a new collection and put them inside it. Like, it will put them automatically in. It's just for organization purposes if you want to organize your scene. And basically this is it. We have finished now making our object, and it is ready to be textured, and we add materials and texture to it. If you made it this far, know that I am very, very, very proud of you. You have done such an amazing job, and I know it's difficult. It takes so much time to learn this stuff, but you have stuck to it, and I am proud of you, and I hope to see you one day achieve your dreams. See you later. And that's wrap it up. Great job, my dear pumpkins. You have made it to the end of the modeling phase. You have done an excellent job, and you should be incredibly proud of yourself, because I know I am.